Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to this edition of Lunchtime News. I'm Katharina Chang. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Court permits to further interrogate Velisuda under detention orders. Purchasing of rice under certified price begins. Colombo University lecturers on a token strike urging the Vice-Chancellor to resign, and several areas at risk of the spread of rat fever. Now on to those stories in detail. Drug baron Samantha Kumara alias Velisuda was produced before the Colombo High Court today, where court granted police permission to question him under detention orders until the 23rd of March. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan has said a case has been filed against Kumara for amassing a wealth of 170 million rupees through the drug trade. He was apprehended in Pakistan and brought to Sri Lanka recently. Lecturers from 4 faculties at the Colombo University have commenced a strike. President of the FUTA, Dr. Devakavira Kohn, stated that the demonstration was being staged, demanding the Vice-Chancellor to step down from his position. Lecturers from the faculties of Science, Arts, Management and the Education faculty thus engaged in a token strike today. Now on to other local news. Purchasing of paddy harvested this March season under the government certified price commenced today. Kamini Javikrama Pereira, the Minister of Food Security, said that a kilogram of nadu, which was purchased at 40 rupees, is being purchased at 45 rupees. Food Security said that a kilogram of samba will be purchased for 50 rupees.
For the first time in Sri Lanka, paddy will be purchased at the government stipulated price all over Sri Lanka using over 180 paddy storage facilities in the island. We are hoping to give maximum relief to the farmer through this.
Minister of Ports and Aviation Arjuna Ranatunga says that a 4-member committee has been appointed to look into discrepancies and malpractices that may have occurred in Sri Lankan Airlines in the recent past.
Issuing a communique, the ministry noted that the committee will be chaired by Attorney-at-Law J.C. Viliamuna, while U.H. Paliyakara, B.A.W. Abeyawardena and M.K. Bandara have been appointed as committee members. The 4-member committee will be tasked with gathering evidence on allegations of the abuse of power by the Board of Directors and senior management of Sri Lanka Airlines. They will also look into irregularities in the procurement and leasing of aircrafts. The committee will also investigate as to whether due process has been followed in the procurement of goods and services by Sri Lankan Airlines valued at more than 25 million rupees. The minister noted that a report must be submitted before the 30th of March.
Tilvin Silva, the General Secretary of the JVP, says that nationalist forces are attempting to change the national unity. He made this comment while attending the event to declare of a JVP election office in the Mullaitivu town.
We are aware that when a step is being made towards national unity, nationalist forces attempt to take a step that will change that national unity. This can happen in the north or in the east. Therefore, we request you this. If anyone is attempting to turn back on the steps that was taken towards national unity and recreate racial sentiments, you must reject it. It is our responsibility to take this forward.
A group of senior officials from South Africa are due to arrive in the country. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Ajit P. Pereira says that they are visiting Sri Lanka with the intention of strengthening bilateral relations. He said that the delegation will arrive on February 23rd and will include the South African Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. Moving on to more local news, a Socialism Forum on abolishing the executive presidency was convened by the Samasamaja Party. Central Working Committee member of the Samasamaja Party, Dr. Jampati Vikramaratne, expressed the following views.
Comrades of the leadership boarded the wrong bus. Now they cannot do anything. They expelled us from the party over rage. They have filled up the Central Working Committee positions and are operating in an arbitrary manner. The party has not split. Majority of the party membership rendered their support to President Maithripala Sirisena. The leadership of the party is now a minority. Because they failed to take the appropriate decision at the right time, they were defeated and are taking disciplinary action against all those who worked against them over rage. But the majority is with us.
පරාජිත වෙලා කෝප වෙලා අර වැඩ කරපු හැම දිනාටම විරුද්ධව විනය පාලනය කරන්න උත්සාහ කරමින් පවතිනවා. නමුත් බහුතරයේ ඉන්නේ අපිත් එක්ක.
State Minister of Power and Energy Paltarangi Bandara says that traditional methods of generating power will not be sufficient to sustain the required needs. The minister made this comment during an inspection tour at the Sri Lanka Sustainable Energy Authority.
We will not be able to achieve our goals in generating electricity if we solely depend on the traditional methods of doing it. We need to look in our economy as well. We will have to utilize the national resources to its fullest if we are to cut down the costs and generate electricity. Then when there is a drought, we will not be able to depend on hydroelectricity. Climate change also attributes to this. We have faced such situations at numerous times. The ministry has a responsibility to provide electricity for 24 hours a day. At present, the Ministry of Environment, which was under the President along with your ministry, has come under the purview of my ministry. Now all the factors related to energy have come to one platform. Therefore, we are not able to formulate a legal program which will allow us to move ahead with everything.
Former Minister Imtiaz Baki says that the society will be a better place if ideologies of others are respected. He made this statement during an event held at the auditorium of the National Archives in Colombo.
The ceremony to mark the launching of the novel Hitumata, penned by former Minister Imtiaz Bakir, was held yesterday. A number of political figures and artists participated at the ceremony.
The day I would say I was fully content was the day of launching of this novel. If you read this, you will be able to encounter many ideas. If you take one idea, for instance, and if everyone agrees on the same, then this is not a society of mankind. People view these ideas from a different perspective. It's your right to express your own ideas about this. You can debate about any that is expressed on this. You have been given that freedom.
The bill entitled Assistance and Protection to Victims and Crime and Witnesses will be taken up for debate in Parliament today. According to a parliamentary correspondent, Amrishri Bandara, this bill was presented to Parliament on a previous occasion. However, it was not passed by the legislature. The bill was moved to provide for the setting out of rights and entitlements of victims and crimes and witnesses and the protection and promotion of such rights and entitlements. Our correspondent said that in addition, questions raised by the oppositions have also been included in the parliamentary agenda for today. Parliamentary sittings will commence at 1 this afternoon. The 173rd workshop organized under the Newsfirst classroom program is currently being held at the Belgaum Mahama College in Mathura.
The Newsfirst classroom program aims to enhance the media literacy and leadership skills among school students. Students were also provided an understanding on communications and new technology via the use of practical activities.
A program to prevent the spread of dengue in the Western Province commenced today. Thereby, the Ministry of Health has taken measures to clean areas which have been identified as conducive for mosquito breeding in Colombo and several districts.
This program is being carried out by the Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health and the Dengue Prevention Unit. Director of the Epidemiology Unit, Dr. Paba Paliwadan, noted that Army personnel, public health inspectors and officers from local government institutions will render their assistance for this task.
Dengue fever has been reported to Epidemiology Unit for last 6 weeks. We have had more than 7,000 cases reported, which is a very high number, very high figure when compared to last year. During last year, we have had more than 47,000 cases, which has been the highest ever reported number of dengue cases per year. So this year we see a very high increase, especially in the Western Province and also in few other districts, especially in Jaffna, Batikalo, and also in some other districts in the eastern province. So we have started a special campaign starting from today onwards for next 3 days. We are hoping to visit each and every premise in the high risk Grama Niladhari divisions. We hope to cover schools and the government premises and the houses.
Meanwhile, the epidemiology unit of the Ministry of Health has noted that there is a high risk of the spread of rat fever in several areas. As a result, the Viragula area in Gampa has been classified as a high-risk area for rat fever. 2 deaths have been reported so far from the area. The director of the epidemiology unit also noted that there has been 500 cases of rat fever within a span of 6 weeks.
So leptospirosis is another disease. Especially this disease can be found among agricultural workers and those who are working in paddy fields, and for example several others who are working in relation to water. So this illness is characterized by fever, very high fever, body aches and pains, severe headache, red eyes. So these are the presenting symptoms of leptospirosis. So, and also if there is a history of having had any exposure to a paddy field, either playing or working, so we have to inform the doctor that we have had this kind of an exposure, and therefore it will be very easy for the doctor to diagnose leptospirosis early and to give the treatment early, because antibiotics are essential and there is a treatment for leptospirosis. And also we have to keep the premises and the places wherever you work clean to avoid rats breeding, and also whenever it's possible to wear boots or to put a polythene cover to protect your legs if you are playing in such places where you can get exposed to rat's urine. The rat's urine will contain this leptospirosis, which is a kind of a bacteria which can enter into your body through the skin or through the mucous membranes through abrasions of the skin, so which can cause a severe illness.
And on to some sports news. Zimbabwe avoided an embarrassing World Cup defeat as they edged to a 4-wicket win against qualifiers United Arab Emirates in Pool B.
They just sense there might have been a bit of a way the format has gone.
Put into bat first, UAE recorded their highest one-day total as Shaiman Anwar scored 67 runs as he reached 285 for 7 in their first World Cup match since 1996.
Mirit picking up his first wicket. He's a bit lively, Mirit, runs in with a lot of purpose.
Zimbabwe started slowly before the greater quality and experience of the Test nation began to shine through.
Yeah. Takes advantage but doesn't. Down.
Shot pulled. Another boundary.
Sean Williams' well-constructed 76 led them to victory with 12 balls left.
Oh, it's one shot.